Fine. So in our last class, we have discussed till the creation of the bank in SAP, how to create house bank, especially the house bank in SAP. So I think you guys have created your own house bank, and I told you there will be two GL at all. Number one is the incoming payment, and number two is the outgoing payment. So you have to create two GL at all for any bank master record. So 2GL for incoming and outgoing, and bank key is this. So this is our own house bank. So right now onwards we are going to start making payment of it. So in today's class we'll configure two three information out of it. I mean there is a document splitting, and another one will be the table configuration. Okay, so after finishing that, then we can start doing manual payment in SAP. So to complete the manual payment in SAP, I think we have done with the P2P at least goods one. I mean we have done the goods. So if you have done in your company code the entire configuration of P2P goods, then you can make the payment. The T code will be F-53, the manual payment. And today we are going to start with the manual payment. And later on will be start the automatic payment. So in SAP, basically two types of payments are there: automatic payment and manual payment. So right now we can do the configuration of the manual payment. So before configuration of the payment in SAP, you first create your all the bank master record. So let's complete with the house bank creation. So I think you guys have done it by using this 3T code: bank key, bank GL. So two separate GL we have created: incoming payment and outgoing payment. And finally we have created the house bank. So this is our bank account. The house bank is our bank account. But we all know to configure a house bank, we have to configure the bank key and bank GL. Now let us start with the bank configuration. Okay, I'm sorry, payment configuration. So first, please give the heading create or break the table. Break the table. We have a table T043G, something like that. We have to break that table before going into the payment run, especially the automatic payment, sorry, the manual payment. So the T code will be the AC12. AC12 is a T code for break the table. So before getting into the manual payment, I repeat, boys and girls, you have to first break the table of content. So let's do it. Okay, so you will get this kind of screen, database table. So default database is T043G. This is your table of content. What is the meaning of table in SAP? Guys, whenever you are getting any pop-up list, at a time of searching your company code, at a time of searching of your group company, plant, purchasing organization, whatever. So whatever the list you are finding, you are getting, that is called table. I mean, say for example, I need to find out my plant. So what is the company code? Sorry, what is the T code for the plant? It's OX10. OX10 is the creation of plant.
OX10.
So you can see there is a tab called position. Okay, so if you are clicking on your own plant, so you will getting your plant by typing your plant code. So this is called table. The entire column is known as table. If that is not exist in such table, say for example I am typing some other thing, SPRL, I think that is not in this table, so that is not coming. So if you are not getting anything, it means that such item is not available in this table. So the programmer of the SAP, they are configuring this kind of table. So the table configuration, table creation is totally task done by the SAP programmer, the ABAP consultant. ABAP, that is a programming language used in SAP. Advanced Business Programming, AB, Advanced Business account, something, this kind of full form is that. The abbreviation is ABAP. That is a programming language for SAP. So ABAP consultant, they are responsible for the create the table, modify the table, and so and so. So here, before getting into the payment configuration, we have to break something for our company code, so that our company code will accept the all outgoing and incoming manual payment. So the T code is AC12. So just copy the T code. Okay, so you can see that this is asking a database table. So you have to put the table number. It's T043G. Version guys, please make a note of it. The table number T043G. This is a default table in SAP. After putting this database table, you have to click on display. Okay. After putting the database, this is the database table. Okay. And what you are supposed to do? Come to the environment, sorry, utilities. After the display screen, come to the utilities part. And there is an option called table content. And you have to create the entries. To break the table of content, you have to create the entries in your company code. So I repeat it again. How shall we reach this path? I'm doing it again with the same T code. It's AC12 is a T code. So what is the default table? So our default table is T043G. First click on display to get the entire table. Okay, so we'll get all the indicating factor, all the field in this table called T043G. So here you have to do what? Come to the utilities part, and there is an option called table content. And another table content, there is an option called create entries. So click on the create entries. And here you have to create with the new entries. Okay, so what is my company code? It is Lava. Remember, in at the time of creation of tolerance group, I have left this column tolerance group. So you have to just maintain the description. So here I'm maintaining tolerance group for LAVA. Do not write anything in this tolerance group column. Okay, and just put either 0 or 10 or 1 as a tolerance key. So here I'm just putting the minimum number is 10. The same thing we have done in posting key variant ACP in P2P configuration also. Okay, so permitted payment difference, gain loss, revenue expenses. So if you can put it 0 and 0%. So here I'm just writing 10 and 10%. It's not a big deal for us, and save it. So after maintaining this table, the lock has been broken. I mean, you have made the unlock of this table. Now you are allowed to make the payment, especially the outgoing payment, in your company code LAVA. So before doing this configuration, you are not allowed to get into the manual payment configuration. So just look at the step. So if I ask you what will be the steps for the payment configuration, manual payment especially. So before doing anything, you have to create your house bank. You have to create your house bank. So after creation of the house bank, then break the table. How shall we? By creating own tolerance limit. T code is AC12. So AC12 is totally unconventional way, because table of content is not a part of FI. This is a part of ABAP. But here you have to do, because you are a consultant. So you should know that okay, how shall we break the table? How shall we edit? Little bit. So mention the table. Click on display first. And after getting all the data, now come to the utilities. And then table of content and create. So I have created in my company code. So LAVA is my company code. So you can see that this much of configuration is required to enable the manual outgoing payment in SAP FI. Okay, so this is the second step for manual payment configuration, be it incoming or be it outgoing. The same thing is happening for the incoming payment also, but if you have configured it at least one time, so next time it is not required with the same company code. What I'm trying to say, in the company called Lava, whether I'm going to make the, I'm going to receive the payment from my customer, I need not to do it the same step, because I have already done for my outgoing payment. So the step is automatically assigned with the incoming payment also. So that's why I'm saying that, okay, before doing incoming or outgoing payment, you have to complete this step. That is SE12. Okay. Now please come to the next part, and the vital part is document splitting. Okay. Basically, document splitting is for used for what I can say, for presentation of balance sheet PL. But here we have to start with document splitting to make the payment. I mean the automatic payment or incoming payment. So I'm requesting to all of you, just make a note of this paragraph. What is the basic meaning of document splitting in SAP? So just make a note of it. Then I will explain it, why we are doing it. So please make a note of it, please, all of you. So what is document splitting? In this process, we are going to classify all accounts group. So we all know that in OBD4 we have, it is OBD4 or something other T code. What is the T code for accounts group? I think it's OBD4, right? To create the accounts group at the
Yes,
time of chart of accounts is OBD4, right?
OB13 accounts group is OBD4.
OBD4, right? So OB13 is for chart of accounts, so OBD4 is for accounts group. So I think all of you remember that OBD3. OBD3 is something different. OBD4,
So
I think.
you typed OBF.
OB?
You typed OBF.
Okay. Yes, OBD3 for vendor account. Rakshit, the OBD for vendor accounts group. I am asking normal accounts group. OBD4. That
OBD4.
was this one, the chart of accounts one. The first time what we are doing now, that's for our chart of
OBD4, sir.
accounts. So click on the position. The my chart of accounts is LAVA. So guys, you can see that in LAVA chart of accounts, I have the accounts group of this five. What is that, sir? This one. So guys, don't you think that, okay, this are the information has been done by the user only? I mean the number range, the description, it has been done by the user only. Only user should know that, okay, 3 lakh to 3 followed by 5 times 9 is for the income. 1 lakh to 1 followed by 5 times 9, it's for the liability. So according to this configuration, this data, this data has been filled by the user only. System does not know कि whether 2 lakh to 2,99,999 asset or not. What I'm trying to say, if I am going to create the balance sheet or profit and loss account, we all know that the GL which is coming under the assets and liabilities, that will be coming under the balance sheet, and the GL which is coming under the accounts group of income and expenses, that will be coming under the profit and loss account. So that is called financial statement preparation. So the last part of the FI module, we will have we will have a content called year-end activity or month-end activity, where we will be learning that, okay, how shall we generate the balance sheet and PL from the SAP FI. So SAP will generate the balance sheet and profit and loss account on the basis of your GL account. So you are saying that, okay, 1 lakh followed 1 lakh to 1,99,999, the GL number will be, the any GL number out of this range will be coming under the liability. That information only known to the user. System just saved that. But at the time of document splitting, you have to redefine it again. and that time you have to reclassify it, your all the number range, as per the asset, liability, income, expenses. I repeat, in document splitting configuration, you have to reclassify all these accounts group as per their nature. Nature may be asset, nature may be liability, so and so. So until and unless you are not doing the document splitting for your company code is not ready to accept any kind of payment entry or any kind of expenses or any kind of income entry. So let's see how shall we proceed with the document splitting. And there is a no T code for document splitting. You have to follow the menu path. That's why you can see that I've started with SPRO, SCP reference, IMG, FI new, then GL new. Under the business transaction, you will get the option called document splitting. The option document splitting you will get under the business transaction of GL submodule. So this is the menu path which we need to follow for creation of or doing the document splitting in SAP FI. So let's start with the menu path. How shall we reach that? So SPRO, then SAP reference IMG. After that, financial accounting new. Okay. Under the financial accounting new, there's an option called GL new. So under the GL, there's an option called business transaction and then document splitting. And under the document splitting, the first option, classify GL accounts for document splitting. Please make a note of it. Yes, please copy this. Done, guys. Shall I proceed with the with document splitting? The menu path is clear to all of you. SPR or SCP reference IMG is clear. After that, financial accounting new. Under the financial accounting new, there is an option called GL new. And then business transaction, document splitting. Now click on the first option. Classify GL accounts for document splitting. Click on this. Okay. So you have to put your chart of accounts. So I have my chart of account, that is LAVA. Okay. Now click on the new entries. And here you have to define your the same number range. Okay. So I have started with my 1 lakh followed by 9. Next is what? 2 followed by 999. Third one is my 3 followed by 3999, and then 4, 5, 5. Okay. Now what is my this 1 lakh to 1 followed by 5 times 9? This is my asset, and this category now I need to select from the pop-up. So here you can find out the asset. This is the asset. Okay. This is a default table. It will be available in every SAP. So 7,000 is for asset. Sorry, it's not asset. It's my liability. My mistake. This is for my liability. 1 lakh is my liability. So liability means vendor. So here I'm selecting vendor. Okay. Next. This is my dash. This is the asset. 2 followed by 299. This is my asset. So this is the asset. 3 is my income. Guys, the same thing. Whatever the selection you have done in your accounts group, the same option you have to select it from this pop-up this time. And this table has been done by the SAP programmer. So whenever you are selecting any option from it, that is with the final selection. So if you are assigning asset with this number range, so SAP will classify all GL which is falling between this range. SAP will treat them as asset. Okay. So now move on to the next. This is my expenses. So here, this is the expenses. No, it's not expenses. It's for revenue. 3 is for the revenue. 2 is the expenses. Okay, this is the expenses. 4 is the expenses, GL. This is the expenses. And this is the equity. So equity will be the balance sheet account. Okay. Depend on the debit or credit balance that will be posted or asset or debit, asset or liability side. See, for the equity, you will not get any specified option for the equity. So you have to select the balance sheet account. So if you are selecting equity as a balance sheet account, so if the equity having the credit balance as a closing balance, so it will be coming under the liability side. And if this ledger having the debit balance, it will be coming under the asset side. So you have to select balance sheet account for the equity and enter. Now you can see the description is automatically coming. And this description is done by the system. So the finally conclusion part is after doing this entry, after doing this part, your system will classify any GL number between this range. Your system will classify as a liability GL. Vendor means liability GL. Any GL number range falling between this number range, your system will classify as asset. So now you have justified your accounts group with the system category and save it. And this is final. So I think you guys have understood the difference between the document splitting and normal accounts group. So if I am opening the normal accounts group simultaneously, you just compare. Okay, what are the difference? So T code is OBD4 for the accounts group. My chart of accounts is LAVA Lava. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just check. Yes. The name asset, equity, expenses, income, liabilities, this name has been created by the user. So system does not know what is the meaning of it because that can be changed by the user also. But this asset, revenue, expenses, balance sheet item, that name is given by whom? The system. So until and unless you are not splitting your accounts group, the system is unable to generate the report. Report means it can be the balance sheet or profit and loss account or both. And after doing the correct document splitting, your system can able to generate the financial statement like balance sheet, profit and loss account, so and so. So to generate the balance sheet and profit and loss account by the system, you have to complete the configuration of document splitting. Yes, anyone having any doubt, please ask one by one. I have opened both the scenario in front of you. The accounts group normal and accounts group with document splitting. Are you able to understand what is the difference between the document splitting and the normal accounts group?
Sir, we already recorded an accounts group, na sir. Why should we
That
create
is
now
that is
in this?
madam, that is a system. That is a user given only. System doesn't know that. Okay, what is the meaning of asset? What is the meaning of equity given by you? And whenever you are assigning your number range with the system asset, now system can understand that since this number is falling with 7,000, so any GL having this number will be the asset GL. The system will classify, system will understand. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, so I have some message in inbox. Niharika says yes, Satyajit yes, Richard yes. Now system can no. Yes, Richard. Now system can able to generate the financial statement. Obviously, after doing the entry, after passing the any GL posting, be it asset, liability, whatever, your system can generate the financial statement. Means profit and loss account as well as balance sheet. Okay, so this is all about the document splitting, and it is a fast level of splitting, and this is the GL level of document splitting. You can see that apart from the GL level of document splitting, there are other option too. Okay, I have saved it now. Yes, I have saved it. Yes, save it again. Okay, now you can see that classify document types for the document splitting, zero balance clearing account, okay, general ledger account, document splitting characteristics, controlling, cash discount to asset, lots of splitting are there. So remember only one thing, whatever the character of splitting system is offering to you, the all splitting will help you to generate the financial statement at different level. So this is the first level of splitting. Classify GL accounts for document splitting. We have done it. After that, this things will also be there, and we need to classify one by one, but not right now. Something will happening to the CO module. Something will be coming after the P2P or O2C, with PO without PO case. So day by day we'll be getting into it, but before making the payment, especially the manual payment, you have to complete this first level of splitting, that is called classify GL accounts for document splitting. At least you have to classify this. Okay, now my system can accept the payment. So before making the payment, I just wanted to check that, okay, what is my outstanding amount. Can you tell me what is the T code for the check the vendor balance? I think we have discussed.
FBL1N, I think, sir.
Okay, yes, it's FBL1N.
Check in the
Okay,
line item.
so FBL1N is a T code for vendor balance. So let's check. So I have to select my vendor and company code. So my company code is LAVA, Lava, but I have some vendor. Okay, so Storm Communication, I have one vendor. Okay, do not click enter, just click on execute. But before going to that, select the all item and execute. So you can see there is a 7,10,000 pending amount for my vendor. Okay. So now tell me what you are supposed to watch. Full payment, part payment, what? Do you want to see that case
Part
7,10,000 single time? Acha, part payment. Okay. So right now I am going to make the payment, say for example 2 lakh. So after making payment of 2 lakh, obviously there will be 5,10,000 will be the remaining balance. So let us start with the part payment. Then we can proceed to the full payment, payment with discount, so and so. But before getting into the payment transaction, manual payment especially, I think the all the steps are clear to all of us. So we have started with bank master record, that is bank key, bank GL as well as house bank. Today we have done two vital configuration. Number one is table break. The T code was AC12, and second one is document splitting. And we have executed the document splitting at the GL level by follow the menu path and the menu path in front of you. So after doing all such stuff, now we can proceed with the payment to the vendor, and I can see that there is a vendor called Storm Communication Private Limited in my company code LAVA, and the outstanding balance is coming 7,10,000. So here I am going to make the payment of 2 lakh to such vendor. How? Let's see. So the T code for manual payment, manual outgoing payment, it F-53. Please make a note of it. The T code for manual outgoing payment is F-53, and F110 will be the automatic payment. We'll discuss later, but right now F-53 is the manual outgoing payment. Okay, enter. So here you have to put the date. So my date is 03 08 2020. Okay, now what we are supposed to do, look at account. Here you have to select the outgoing GL account, the bank data, the first account you should be select your outgoing GL account. So what is my outgoing GL account? Let's check. I have created this one, HDFC outgoing payment 2,50,000. Okay, now here you have to put the amount. So how much amount we have? I'm going to make the payment of 2 lakh, and since you are using the bank GL and you know that value date will be the compulsory, so you have to put the same date as a value date in the transaction also. If you are not putting the value date in the payment configuration, your transaction will be showing the error message. So remember one thing, be it incoming payment or be it outgoing payment, you have to proceed with the value date, and you can put same document date as a value date. Why? Because at the time of creation of this GL, you have selected what is that, G005. I think you remember, guys. And G005 is the bank date with the value date compulsion. Just have a look why I'm selecting value date, because at the time of creation of the bank GL, I have selected field status as G005. So 2,50,000 is my GL number. Click on edit, come to the bank data, and you can see that G005, and G005 is obligatory value date. So if your GL account is containing field status group of G005, so value date has to be there. So that's why every time whenever we'll be using the GL of outgoing or incoming payment, we have to select the value date also. Now select the vendor. What will be my vendor? So my vendor will be Storm Communication. So I'm selecting the Storm Communication. Okay. So these are the basic requirement for for manual outgoing payment in SAP FI. So first you have to put the document date, then GL account, outgoing GL, then amount, very important, how much amount you need to pay, and then value date. And after doing this, press enter. And you can see that the number range 03 is missing. Guys, can you tell me how shall we resolve this message? How shall we resolve this issue? Jayashree, you told me.
Code.
What is the T code to check the document type? Anyone? I told you several times.
OBA7.
Okay, so KZ is the vendor payment. You can see document type is KZ. Can anyone tell me what is the default number range for KZ? I have shared a picture in your WhatsApp group. There, in that picture, you will get all kind of document type and number range. Just tell me the default number range for KZ. 03 is not for the KZ. Someone else has changed it. 03 is not for the KZ. How much? 15?
1
15 or
minute, sir.
16? Just check it. Check it from WhatsApp group. Guys, have you understood now? If this kind of message is coming, don't be panic.
15, sir.
Sir,
1 5.
15.
Okay. Got it. 15, na? So what we are supposed to do? First, you have to click OBA7. Okay. And next, click on the document type. So vendor payment will be KZ. KZ for the vendor payment. Okay, now select, double click, and you can see someone else has changed. That's why this problem is coming. So 15 will be the default key. Okay, save it. This thing I always take it as a a disadvantage of SAP. See, if this is my default key in my system, so why the SAP is allowing us to change this option? We all know that this 15, 52, 51, that is a default key, and that is using globally. All these keys are used global basis. So why SAP is giving us option to edit this? Since SAP is giving the option, that's why people used to experiment on it. And that is not a kind of hi-fi experiment in SAP. You are changing the number. You are doing very wrong thing, because in the same server everyone is practicing. So if you know how to change, is absolutely correct, but do not change it. I think last time we have seen so many problems, especially the RE means that is the document received, goods received. RE, we have seen that goods or invoice received, so that is 51, but you can see that every time someone else has changed it to 00. So 51, 50, that is the default number range, which is used the default number document type called RE. The same thing for KZ also, that is 15. So people should not change it. My suggestion. We are doing consultant level of task, that's why we are able to solve it. But for an end user, it's very difficult to resolve this kind of error. Anyway, we have understood how to resolve this kind of error. So we have to perform it again. F-53. So here the things will be coming automatically because already I have saved all this thing. Okay, now press enter. Now you can see that here what is the difference amount is 5,10,000. Remember one thing, payment document shall be accepted in the system when this balance will be 0. I repeat, boys and girls, payment document shall be accepted in the system when this balance will be termed as a 0. So since we are doing part payments, we have to come this option, partial payment. Right now we are in the standard payment tab. Standard means full payment. But here we need to do the part payment option. So come to the part payment. Okay. And double click on this 7,10,000. After double clicking on it, you can see the balance is 0. Have you seen the magic? See, when you are in standard payment, you are you are getting that there is a difference amount is 5,10,000. I mean, debit and credit amount different is 5,10,000. So you have to make this difference as a 0. Since you are doing the part payment, you have to come to the part payment option. So come on the part payment option, and you can see there is a payment amount by default 7,10,000 is coming. You are doing you have to do only one thing, just select this and double click on it. Double click on red amount, and you can see it becomes change. Now simulate, document, simulate. So if this message is coming, it means you have done correct entry. So boys and girls, just can you tell me what is the journal entry for the payment? So party account debit to bank. So you can see that Storm communication account debit, and you know that this minus sign contain the credit item. So party account debit to bank. So bank GL is what? Outgoing payment GL. And now save. So payment has been posted. So after making payment of this 2 lakh, I need to check the vendor balance. So what will be the T code? It's FBL1N /N FBL1N. Okay, so now do not click on the open item, click on all item, execute. Now check the balance. You can see the balance is coming only 5 lakh 10, which is quite clear. 7 lakh 10 is my total outstanding amount. I have made the payment of 2 lakh, so the closing balance is 5 lakh 10. And if you want to check only the payment amount, so click on the cleared items and execute. So open item, click on open item. Okay, so in open item 5 lakh 10 is coming. Okay, since we have made the part payment, that's why the clear item is not coming. When we will be clearing all the document, that clear item will be coming. Okay, so I think it's clear to all of us part payment. Can I repeat the payment again? So I can show you another 5 lakh 10 amount of payment. If you want to see, I can repeat it again, the part payment. Okay, so let's make the payment of 5 lakh. Okay, so what is the T code? F-53. So this is my date. Okay, and what is my account? That is the outgoing account. How much amount right now I need to pay? 5 lakh. Okay, validate. Yes sir, it is compulsory. Validate is compulsory. This one. Okay, so first, whenever you get the screen for F-53, you have to fill this much of information. It's nothing that much of information. You have to put the document date. Next will be the account, I mean that outgoing payment GL account. Next put the amount of payment, how much amount you need to pay, and then validate, and of course the vendor. Now click on enter. So now see what is the not assigned amount, only 10,000. Now here you can see that this two item is coming. Now this part is much more interesting. So still now we are not making full payment, we are making part payment. So come to the partial payment option. So you are getting this two item also. So first you have to click on this 2 lakh. Okay, and second you have to click on this 2 lakh. Okay, sorry, I have make the wrong amount. Just a minute. I have selected the wrong one. That's why this message is coming. This one amount will be 5 lakh. Validate. And this one. Enter. Okay, so 10,000 is only remaining part is required over there. So residual item, you can come also this tab also residual item. So here if you select the partial payment, so double click on 7 lakh 10. So now you can see the amount is 0. Okay, so first we have cleared the 2 lakh payment. Now we are clearing 5 lakh, so total is 7 lakh. Okay, so what we have done, did you see that? So this is the standard screen which is coming. Okay, do not write anything in cash discount column, come to the part payment. Okay, this 2 lakh you have already made the payment, so nothing to do with this. Come to this remaining amount, so double click on it. You have to do only double click on it, and you can see the payment becomes 0. Now document, first simulate, and you can see that vendor is debiting twice because we are making the payment 2 times, and save. Since document number are different, that's why that message is coming. And after that, if you want to check the balance, you can see the balance. So F-53 No, sorry, it's ABL1N. Okay, so click on all item and execute. And I think it will be 10,000 will be coming, and you can see that. And now you can see that previous payment has been processed. The 2 lakh amount has been processed. So it is taking little bit time. So the green signal signifies that it is it is processed. So here that due amount is message is coming. So we have done it, but still now the document is not getting saved. That's why this message is coming. So no issues, it will be getting saved again. Okay, so this is the way to complete the part payment. So I have a different vendor also. Now I can see what is the how the things are getting done in full payment. So FBL1N, I'm just checking the amount. Remember, boys and girls, if you want to do the full payment, so first you have to check with the vendor balance. Okay, how much you need to pay. So VRL Logistics, I think we have done some entries on it last class. Yes, 5,000. So this 5,000 I'm going to make the payment in a single shot. Okay, I mean full payment. So what is the T code? It's F-53 is a T code for making the full payment. The same thing, date will be 3rd August. Account will remain same, but the amount is getting changed. This time 5,000 only, and vendor is also changed. This time logistics, VRL Logistics, not the Storm Communication. This is the VRL Logistic. Okay, it's coming, and press enter. Oh, sorry, validate. Okay, now you can see not assigned amount is coming 0. Why? Because 5,000 due and we are making the payment of 5,000. That's why not assigned coming amount is 0. So the last time I'm saying it, please remember one thing. Before post the payment entry, I repeat, before post the payment entry, you should check this not assigned amount should be as 0. Okay, so come to the document and simulate. You can see and save. Okay, now you can see the vendor balance. Okay, all item. So you can see the green signal is coming. Green signal means what? It's clear. Red means it's process item. I mean open item. It's not being cleared. Yellow means it's in transit. Okay, so you can see the balance is 0. Okay, and I need to check it once again, that previous vendor. I just check whether the balance is being updated or not. No, only this amount is updated. This is still showing due, so it will take a little bit time to get updated. Okay, that 5 lakh payment. Okay, so guys, this is all about the vendor payment, full payment and part payment. So only one thing is left, that is payment with discount. But that to make sure discount entry, you have to configure your vendor. Before proceeding the payment with discount, you have to configure the vendor first. Okay, so right now what you are supposed to do right now, we have seen that how to make the payment full and part. So only one payment is remaining, that is a payment with discount, and then we'll be starting with the automatic payment. So after doing it, we'll be finishing the payment configuration also. But before moving into that, I'm just sharing with you a couple of T codes of balance. T code for balance. Okay, just a minute. Actually forgot na sheet number. There's a lots of sheet in this Excel. Uh, just a minute. Mm, Yeah, this is a reporting T code. Just make a note of it. Vendor line item display, vendor balance display. FBL1 shows you the line item display. And if you want to go through the vendor ledger balance, the T code is FK10N. This is a vendor ledger FK10N. Sir, what is the usage of FK10N? So you can see I am just putting it FK10N. Okay, so this is my vendor 137. Click on the activate. Okay, so you'll get the all the ledger posting, ledger balance. FK10N. Here you can see all the transaction. See 7 lakh 10. Okay, we have done in July. You can see the 10,000 is remaining amount. Did you get that? So this is the ledger item. Okay, you can see sales or purchase. So you can see this is the purchase 7 lakh 10. This is a cumulative balance. Okay, so this is the way you can see the vendor ledger balance. What is the T code? FK10N. I was expecting a question from your side, sir. How shall we check the bank balance? So bank balance will be the GL display, FS10N. So if you want to check the bank balance, you should go with the GL display. Okay. So here you have to select your outgoing GL number. So you can only check the payment only. So this is the outgoing payment GL. Enter, execute. So you can check how much payment you have done till now. Total 7 lakh 5. Credit means you have made payment. I know that this is the cash book. So cash book credit means what? We have made the payment. So in the month of August, we have made 7 lakh 5,000 outgoing payment. To whom, sir? Double click on it. You will get the breakup. The item display will be coming. The 7 lakh you have made the payment to the, you can see that 7 lakh you have made payment to this document number, and this is your assignment number, and here you can see 5,000 you have made someone else. Okay, so this is the manner you can make the payment.
So what is assignment number?
Assignment number is that is your document. That is the document payment document number. This is 2020 is your year, 08 is your month, and 03 is your date.
Date.
This is a shorting,
Okay.
document shorting. Okay, you have remember you have selected a short key as 001. So this is your shorting, posting date. This is nothing but your posting date. Okay, so document will be short on the basis of the posting. This is the document date, this is the posting date, assignment. Okay, so in this manner you can check the balance. This is the reporting part of the SAP. So after posting all the incoming outgoing payment, you can check the balance in this manner. So I think right now we have cleared that why we have created two different GL to check the balance separately. If you want to check the payment balance, so I'll have to check with outgoing payment. And if you want to check the incoming payment, so you have to check with the incoming GL. So that's why I have created two separate GL, HDFC incoming and HDFC outgoing. So I think it is clear to all of you how to check the balance. So please make a note of it, this T code. I think it's clear to all of us. Yes, no? So only one part is remaining, that is your automatic payment. So automatic payment and payment with discount. So that part will be configured on the next class. Discounting and automatic payment. Every one of you getting this? Yes,
Sir,
no?
that is FBL5 or FBI5?
Which one? L.
Customer line
L. So guys, that's it for today. That is from my end for today's class. I think it's quite interesting, the payment. And since we are in accounts payable, that's why we are configuring outgoing payment. So when we'll be starting the accounts receivable, that time we'll be starting the incoming payment also. So before leaving the class, if you have any doubt, any queries regarding balance and all, you can ask. I have done with today's class.